And hi everybody, welcome to the Warwick High School, and we are ready to go to start state playoffs, the PIAA State Playoffs between the Hempfield Black Knights and the Unionville Indians. The Hempfield Black Knights coming off a District 3 championship. It came in dramatic fashion, overtime games in both the quarterfinal, semifinal, and final rounds against Cumberland Valley on Saturday, and now they'll take that into states against these Unionville Indians. Black Knights coming in with a record of 16-4-1, while the Indians are 16-6. Should be a very evenly matched game tonight, and of course the winner will advance to the quarterfinal match on Saturday. So my colleague tonight is Ethan Miller, former soccer player at the Rec. So Ethan, I know maybe you've never been on this stage before, but what's the strategy, what's the mindset right now for both these teams heading into this game?
Well, I mean, you have a similar, structured team here, both 16 wins. Of course, Hempfield has 4 losses, 1 tied, and Unionville has 6 losses. But this is going to be a game about controlling the midfield. And what that means is you're passing up to front. You're passing up to your front. You're getting the shots as often as you can. And you're evaluating, you're making changes as the game goes on, because this is a very even team on both sides. The defense isn't stronger than the offense. Pretty all-rounded teams here. So you're going to want to try to find the weak sides.
And there's going to be playmakers on both sides of the ball. Of course, the winner of this game will play the winner of the McDowell-Norwin game that started in Erie about half an hour ago. So that's what stands for the winner. And of course, the loser, well, they have to go home. Their season's over. It's all down to this. State playoffs. 16 teams, only one will get to consider themselves the best in the state of Pennsylvania. But for Hempfield, they've been in this position before. And after winning the district title, they'll see what they can do. Once again, we'll have these two teams both with a lot of seniors who make plays as we're underway, but also have some underclassmen in there as well. And starting off, Jackie Hugg, number 24 for Unionville, starting off with the ball. 40 minutes in regulation for the two halves, and we'll go to overtime if we have to, and that's been quite a theme for the Black Knights lately, is Emily Antisberger down there in goal. The lone freshman on the team has had a big role in this team so far this season. And what we've seen for Hempfield is they're a very good defensive team, haven't given up more than 3 goals all season in a match. And Unionville starting off pretty well. Nice job by Abby Burden, though, trying to play keep away. Got Lauren Weaver and Abby Burden down there with number 20, Sarah Darlington for Unionville. And Hollinger, little contact there. Ashley Hollinger, one of the Hollinger twins. Gabby and Ashley both have played an integral role on this team this season. Of course, Gabby had the game-winning goal in the semifinal game for districts.
And it's going to be a direct kick for Unionville.
That it will. Pretty solid start for them. Melanie Landry on the kick, but unable to put it in. Nice job by Hempfield getting it away, and now the middle of the field. Here's Gabby Hollinger.
Bad touch from Unionville.
Yeah.
Hempfield recover.
Trying to cut it inside, slide over, and then just getting tripped up is Haskey. She's still got it for now, though. Weinhold over there, Haskey, all 3 of those, and everyone gets tripped up. Hollinger trying to get back to it, cannot do it before it rolls out of play. The out-of-bounds line is the yellow line. It's a little tough to see from where we're at right now, but that is the outline. So keep that in mind. It's not the white sidelines that maybe you're used to seeing on the football field. Throw in here for Unionville. I'll tell you, we'll talk more about some of these great playmakers that Hempfield has on the offensive side of the ball. Gabby Hollinger, Jess Weinhold, Annika Haskey all have had outstanding seasons. Here's Weinhold with a throw-in to Haskey. And having to fight for it, just booting it out of bounds, was number 4, Erin O'Leary for Unionville. And I think, Ethan, we expect a defensive matchup between these two teams today.
Oh, absolutely.
Both have played well defensively, but sometimes all it takes is one goal, and we'll see Hempfield is been in striking distance for about a minute now. And it's Kasey kicking it off there. And she will throw it in.
They're definitely done a good job of keeping it up on the enemy side of the field so far.
Yeah.
You know, it was a quick strike past midfield. They were getting the ball at their defense for a while, but, you know, good recovery, good clear.
Yeah.
And now they're on the other side of the field.
Abby Burden throws in to your check. Back to Burden. And going all the way back to Lauren Weaver. And even further back behind her. She's just going to put it down to Emily Antisberger, and Antisberger's going to get it out of the goal. And that's just going to roll promptly into the trash can here, and they'll grab another ball that Burden will throw in. Your check. Tell you, working those sidelines can be difficult sometimes. Can lead to some back and forth, but sometimes that's what you need to be able to move the ball down the field and get into striking distance.
Hempfield throws in again.
Yeah. Burden had a corner kick in the district semi-final game that went off of Jess Weinhold and then got tipped in by Gabby Hollinger for the win. That was in golden goal overtime. The Black Knights have been there the past 3 games. As Kasey in a fight for the ball. We've talked about a lingering hamstring issue for Annika Kasey. That it seemed like she aggravated that semi-final game against Wilson, but stayed in there, and she's still in there tonight. As that one rolls out of play.
Booted out of bounds this time by Hempfield.
Yippers. Lauren Weaver was over there. I'll tell you, Hempfield, they seem to be on the attack right now, from what we've seen just early on.
And they've been doing a great job of keeping their throws along the sideline and moving it down the field.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the ball, that's where you want to keep the offense. If you're a defensive player, you want to keep them out of the center, keep them on the outside. So it's a great job from both teams here.
Yeah. Weinhold around there on the sideline, as is Weaver. And looks like that one might have gone off the head of maybe Megan Grube down there. Of course, Megan Grube, who had the district championship winning goal in overtime, early in overtime against CV at the Hershey Park Stadium on Saturday. She's played an integral role in this team as one of the 3 team captains. Along with Yurchek and Lauren Weaver. Here's a throw-in for Unionville, coming from O'Leary. And now Hempfield going to try and trade it back. Whistle's blown out.
Coach wants to talk to the side ref.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like the refs are getting together a little bit, having a little bit of a discussion here as clock stops in the 6th minute of gameplay.
The clock actually does not stop, and any time wasted will be added to extra time.
Let's see. For now, the clock goes back running. And Kasey was out of play.
Sandy texted Patty, he's like, you know what, you missed that, you missed what, that 120 game, because when I was away, but, you know.
It's off of Mattis, and then
Actually watched this.
Unionville just boots it out. Tell you, they have just had to just kind of be on defense really this entire game so far through these first 6 minutes. And sooner or later, you wonder, are they going to crack? Here's Burden trying to step over the middle, and a nice job getting in front of that was Hug, one of several seniors on this team who play a big role. A lot of seniors on both of these teams who start, but you got those occasional couple juniors in there and sophomores too. And of course, in Emily Antisberger's case, the lone freshman at goalkeeper. Here's the other goalkeeper, that is Katie Borley. She'll let it fly for the first time tonight. Here's Hollinger, across to Burden. Trying to get to your check. Unionville takes over with Julia Caparella down there. Now Hempfield's got it back for now. It's Ashley Hollinger, but looks like
they're going to call him for some behind the back touches there. You can't push him from behind. Of course, it's going to be a foul, and Unionville's going to take it.
Hannah Furman on the free kick. And now Unionville for the first time finally in striking distance, but a nice header there. I believe that's by Lauren Weaver, who we've seen. I know that was a trend in the district game against Wilson we've seen with several headers this season. And that one winds up going out of play down towards Hempfield's end of the field. So it's been interesting, Ethan. I mean, we've seen both these teams. They've had some attacks, but nobody's been able to put one home just yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hempfield is definitely winning the midfield game right now. They're not letting it get back to their side.
No. We'll have to see if that is a trend that continues, if they can keep that up. Remember, it's a long game, 80 minutes. And Hempfield, I can't help but wonder the amount of overtime games they've had to play. And even though they haven't played very long at overtime because they've won all of those matches early on, I still wonder if that adds a little extra fatigue for you if you're Hempfield entering this game, because you've had to play it could a deal longer than any of your opponents.
Bad touch from Hempfield. Unionville recovers it.
Yeah. Trying to get it across down there, and Hempfield gets it back for now, but it's that back and forth game. Very crucial. As Hempfield just tries to stave off this attack, and this one with Antisberger running out to get it, and she gets tripped up, but that was a nice job by Emily Antisberger, taking a bit of a risk, kind of running out of the goal there to try and make sure that the ball was not going to get to her in the first place. And we saw some resiliency from Emily Antisberger, I know, in that semifinal game we did against Wilson, as that one rolls out of play.
Booted out by Unionville.
Yeah. So it'll be a throw-in, and this one will come again from Burden.
Ooh.
And then Hollinger. Looked like something just kind of happened there, and she kicked it out. So
That was an unlucky hit. Hollinger is
Yeah.
one of the best players on this team so far. Highest goals of the season.
yep, leads the team in goals and had both the goals against Wilson. There's Weinhold over to Yurchek.
Great
Get it
pass
down to
from
Haskey.
Hempfield.
Yeah, great pass to Haskey to Hollinger. Trying to get the corner. Not going to do it, roll right.
Unsuccessful, but the passing game has been great so far. So that's what they were mainly focusing on in their warm-ups today, and so far it is paying off.
Right into Katie Borley's hands is where it goes. But I agree with you, Ethan. That was a good pass. And I tell you, Hempfield, they seem like, even though it's still 0-0 on the scoreboard, they seem like they've been in control of these first 10 minutes, and we'll see what happens from here. We're a quarter of the way through the first half.
They've definitely seemed to be working better as a team so far.
Yeah, to this point, I agree with that. Getting down there for it for Unionville was Hannah Furman. And Unionville trying to chase it down. Got Burden over there, and Hempfield's going to get to it before anyone else can. There were a lot of black jerseys down there, and not many white ones in defense.
Unionville player goes down, ref says play on.
Yeah, that's something I feel like we've seen. It's a bit of a trend. I mean, we've seen refs they don't have much of a tendency to call some of that stuff, especially at the high school level, unless it's really egregious. And
Well, you're shoulder to shoulder like that. No
Yeah.
one's really shoving you. You just get caught up and you fall. It happens.
yeah, nothing you can do about it. That's just part of the game. And I think both these teams know that going in, and they expect this is going to be a hard-fought game as we see. I think that might have been Hollinger going down there. Ashley Hollinger. Got to differentiate between the two. They both, as I said, play such a big role in this team. Gabby leads the team in goals. And she's got the ball right now. Able to keep possession, pass
Oh my
it,
gosh,
try
right
to pass to
past
Haskey.
3 Unionville players.
Yeah, just missed it though to Haskey, but now it's Burden. And Ray's will let it fly. And again, it goes off of Riggs, and that time it'll go almost into the scoring table here at Warwick. As it's a bit of a home field advantage for Hempfield. I know this is a neutral location, but Hempfield being here at Warwick, it's only a 15, 20, maybe 30-minute drive for Hempfield. For Unionville, it's quite a ways longer, and you can just tell if people have showed up tonight. A lot of them are on Hempfield's side. It's only because they were able to come to this game.
Definitely feels like a home game.
It does, and they're denoted as the home team on the scoreboard here. As Burden trying to get it away and make sure it doesn't get to Antisberger, that freshman who.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Abby made the right call there, getting it out.
And it's not very often we don't see freshmen very often on a lot of varsity teams in general, much less soccer, and much less in a starting role like Antisberger is. But I think it just goes to show the trust that head coach Jason Mackey has in her to be back there and defend that goal.
And goalie is such a valuable position. If you get someone with a lot of skill like that, it doesn't matter what kind of experience they have. You're going to want to put them into your goal.
No doubt about that. All right, letting it fly. It was over Weinhold and everybody else, so Unionville have a chance at it. I'll tell you one thing Unionville has seemed like they've done a good job of so far is passing. But now they try to get it in a foot race down the sideline.
Yeah, Gabby.
That was to Aaron O'Leary, but Gabby Hollinger had her down there all the way. Now Burden will throw in to Weaver. And Weave gets it back to Burden. To Yurchek. Back to Burden, and she'll let it fly. Going for Heskey, who trying to pucks out a little bit. And then pass across the field. A wide hold, and now Kira Mattis trying to chase it down, but to no avail. They'll go back on defense. And this could just be the type of game we're in for tonight, Ethan. Hempfield has had a tendency in a lot of their games to score pretty early on. We saw that a lot through district playoffs, and of course that game against Governor Mifflin. Anna Kasey scored, I believe, in the 5th minute. And there was no other scoring from there, but they didn't need anything as that's Hollinger down there.
They're definitely being very aggressive right now. Lots of boots coming from the backside, all the way upfield.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even to a Hempfield player. They're just putting it up there, hoping one of their speedy players gets up there and takes the ball away.
Well, you can tell they've got a lot of speedsters on this team, a lot of just pure athletes, a lot of multi-sport athletes too. And goes off of Weinhold's head, and then winds up back over to Megan Group. Then to Yurchek, over to Burden. Hollinger, and now Unionville trying to kick back the other way with Sarah Darlington down there, the junior, and now on a foot race with her and Burden, and getting it away was Weaver. And then Yurchek able to kick it off of Hayden Wilson. One of the juniors on this team that has a pretty integral role for Unionville.
Go, Hempfield!
Here's Burden on a throw into Group.
Out of bounds.
Yep, goes right back out. As we have reached the 16th minute of gameplay in this 40-minute first half, and so far it's been scoreless, but it does kind of feel like Hempfield's had the advantage at this point. But now Unionville maybe starting to be on the attack a little bit, throw in here.
They definitely have to be careful. Unionville's had a lot of opportunities, just quick strikes. You know, they haven't kept it on Hempfield's side for a long period of time, but you know, if they keep getting shots in like this, eventually it will go in.
Yeah. And eventually letting it go and out of bounds was Erin O'Leary. I think we've called her name a ton of times tonight. She's kind of been around there. Here's Hollinger. Trying to get it over to Yurchek, but cutting it off was Hug. Now whistles blow. Clock continues to run here.
Not quite sure what happened there. Maybe a handball, maybe he didn't like the contact.
That could be. Regardless, it's going to be a free kick here from the midfield stripe for Unionville, and Hannah Furman. Off the head, and they tried to maybe set up a wall there, but to no avail. Never really got that far. And looks like Lauren Rays will be the one to let it fly.
It was a great strike from Furman, though, right where it needed to be. Deflection just didn't get to the goal.
That's so key. When you have those free kicks, you build up those walls, and then you just don't always get the deflection you need. Sometimes, and I mean, we've seen those how important on situations like this, be it free kicks or corner kicks even. I mean, Hempfield won the game against Wilson on a corner kick. And now Antisberger gets down there as Weaver got tripped up trying to fight for the ball.
I'll tell you, this freshman is fearless. Goes right after the ball. Doesn't matter if they're a smaller player.
Yeah, Emily Antisberger's done an outstanding job this entire season to this point. Even in that shootout by soccer standards against Cumberland Valley on Saturday. Here's Haskey. Getting it over to Yurchek. I haven't seen any substitutions in the game yet. One of the players I know we can maybe look for off of the bench would be George Kielmeyer, a player who has 4 goals that all came throughout the regular season. We'll see if we see her in there eventually, along with some others.
I think everyone's still putting their best foot forward right now. I don't see anyone tiring out yet.
No doubt. Well, they know that they've had since Saturday to first of all digest that District 3 title, and now, since then, keep fighting because they know that their ultimate goal is not the District 3 title, although that's very good. It is to be state champions, and they're 4 wins away now, as are all these teams, from doing just that. Here's your check, and that one goes out. It could be a throw-in for Unionville, and off of Hayden Wilson. Still within striking distance. Trying to get it across. Weinold trying to cut it off. And gets it past. As Burden will pretty much, well, not quite right out of play.
Oh,
yeah.
Fancy move from Burden, but unfortunately goes right out of bounds.
She tried to maybe keep that in the last second and
a little Meg there.
Get it down the rest of the field, but to no avail that time. Gonna be a throw in here from the corner for Unionville. Pass goes down to O'Leary. And Hempfield cuts it off. Your check.
Deflected the wrong player. Unionville recover.
They do. Wilson. Getting it over. There's O'Leary. Back to Wilson, but goes past her just a little bit. Now Abby Burton's going to try and chase it down. And will do just that.
Lets it go out of bounds.
Yep.
They get the throw in. Ooh.
Nice job there getting it was Caparella. And there is Georgia Kielmeyer in the game for the first time tonight, and we see her running down the sideline with the ball, and eventually they wind up going into the bench basically, and that's where the ball will wind up. It'll be a throw in here though for Hempfield. Hollinger. Ashley Hollinger, that is. Trying to set up Gabby Hollinger across the middle of the field, and now she's trying to cut inside again and doing a nice job getting over there for Unionville. That was number 12, Lindsay Barrett.
Great defense from Barrett.
Yes. Great job. Just playing keep away. We've seen Hollinger take a couple shots tonight. None of them have paid off so far, but now it's a throw-in from the corner from Haskey. Gets it over. Weinhold and Unionville able to get down there for now.
Just boots it up there.
Yeah, boots it up there.
Covers, but can't keep it touched.
Your check. Getting it over to Gabby Hollinger, who looked Annika Haskey's way and now gets it taken away. But Burton does a nice job kicking it out. But see, it looks like going to be a throw in here for Unionville. So 2 very evenly matched, I think, teams. We've seen Hempfield, they've had some attacks. Unionville, they've had some attacks. Here we are, 21 minutes in, it's tied. What have you seen so far, and what do you think maybe some of the adjustments are, the in-game adjustments that these teams can make right now?
I still like the pass and the passing control from Hempfield a lot more than I do from Unionville. I see a lot of, missed passes from Unionville. They just let it go in between their feet to their side. Hempfield's pretty much getting the ball every time they need to get the ball.
Yep.
And you can see it's really making a difference. They're keeping it way longer
still
on the opposing side,
Weinhold and Hollinger squeeze it off there, and they get the ball back for Hempfield. Trying to work that sideline are the Black Knights. This team, we've documented before, started out 2-3. And I think at that point, maybe they were starting to wonder if they'd even make it to leagues, much less districts or anything else. Then they went on a run to end the regular season. They went 10-0-1, 10 wins, 1 tie. And then in leagues, it was another kind of turn of events. They lost in the 3rd round of penalty kicks to Cocalico in the 1st round of LL League play, so that knocked them out. But then in districts, capped off by those 3 overtime games in the quarterfinal, semifinal, and final rounds. They were able to accomplish the District 3 championship.
I'll tell you what,
for the first time.
Sounds like it comes right from a sports movie. You know, the
Yeah.
underdogs having a great season.
For the first time since girls soccer moved to a fall sport for Hempfield, they were the District 3 champions. So they've got a lot of momentum coming into it tonight. So far, it seems like they're playing off of it. Here's Burden. Hollinger and Grew both over there. And then a boot from Allie Foote. Hollinger gets it back over. Nice pass, Gabby Hollinger to Groob. Tried to get it down to Haskell, put just a little bit too much on
Yeah,
it.
too much power.
Yeah. Alrighty. So Unionville, they've kept themselves in it, although I agree, I think Hempfield right now, they've played like the better team to this point. But sooner or later, you just have to think, maybe they're going to cave a little. Here's Ashley Hollinger.
The box defense
Yeah.
of Unionville has been incredible in keeping the goals out.
Agreed.
Hasn't been many shots, even though they've been on the Unionville side most of the game.
That they have. Now Unionville trying to get back on their side, running down. Ashley Hollinger chasing down there. And then just kicking it away and out. That was Sarah Darlington down there. Darlington, we've called her name a few times so far. One of the juniors.
Here's a sub for Unionville.
Yippers. Got, that is
Looks like maybe Caitlin Wall.
Caitlin Wall coming in. Yeah, well, the freshman. So, as we said, we don't usually see freshmen, but and the freshman goalkeeper for Hempfield. Now freshman Wall comes in for Unionville. Here's Weinhold. Trying to run it down is Hollinger. Can't do it before.
Great speed from
Foot-
Hollinger,
yeah,
though. I thought she was going
taps
to
it
catch
out.
it for a second, but she gets a great throw in.
Hollinger trying to set up your check.
You're checking able to get the ball, though.
Yeah, not quite there. Well, this is defensively so far. This has been much cleaner than one of our FIFA matches, hasn't it?
Oh, yes, Casey.
From a defensive standpoint. I just spam slide tackle. But anyway, back to the game. Here's Hollinger.
Also, a lot less yellow cards
Yeah, I was just
than
gonna
Casey
say.
acquires in a FIFA game.
That'll happen when you slide tackle almost exclusively. Here's Borley kicking away for Unionville. Gotta admire what Unionville's done, though. Their defense, it's, I compare it almost to football and kind of a bend but don't break type defense. That's kind of what Unionville's been doing right now. I mean, they've let Hempfield's played most of the game on their side, but yet they've just been able to hang on, not give up any goals. Don't know if that'll work for the entirety of the 80 minutes, but for now, it's working.
Unionville doubled up there on a defensive player. Maybe not the best idea.
Yeah, we'll have to see what all unfolds. One of our Hempfield boys soccer players, Brandon Koehnke, is in the crowd tonight. Also former HST TV7 member. Here's Lauren Weaver trying to chase this one down, and Antisberger down there as well. And I think Weaver's
Just gives it off to the goalie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was close. Antisberger able to just throw it in.
Guess there wasn't a touch from Weaver there, otherwise that would not be a legal pass back to the goalie, and
Yes.
you can't pick it up if you pass back to them, of course.
Yes, very true. So that was something to keep in mind. Nice awareness there. Throw in. Off
Big
of the
throw
room
in.
set, yeah. And Weave down there to set up Weinhold, but just a little too far for her, but Hempfield able to keep possession for now. Here's Burden. Trying to get it across, but Unionville does a nice job getting over there.
Great clear from Unionville.
Yeah, was that from, I believe that was from Hug there. Inside there's a freshman Wall. And Hollinger. That's Lauren Riggs chasing it down. And she'll just boot it out into the track, and Unionville will have a throw-in.
Here's 14, the freshman, Caitlin Wall.
Yep, Wall in. I'll tell you now, Unionville, they've got a chance. Maybe, even though you could make an argument they've been a little outplayed at this point, they've got a chance to go down, maybe take the early advantage here in striking distance.
It's like Sarah
But now-
Darlington kicks it out of bounds.
Yep, so now
Unable to
Hempfield
control.
will have another throw-in. Abby Burden's been very busy so far in that regard. for the Black Knights. And getting in front of it there is Wall before Hollner could get to it. But it will remain a throw in for Hempfield.
Looks like the head ref got tired, so they switched out with one of the side refs. I've actually not seen that before. Very interesting.
Hey, sometimes that's what you got to do, though. Keep this play going. And, it's been a long season for the refs, too. Keep that in mind. Of course, for all these teams, they want to keep playing. They do not want this to be their last game of the season, but for one of them, it will be. There is no tomorrow.
They've both had very successful seasons, so it'd be sad to see one of these teams go home tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. Whether it's the Black Knights or the Indians, they have both had outstanding seasons. Everybody who's gotten here to this point clearly is a very good team. Now it's just a matter of who's the best of the best. Here's Weinhold. Nice job by Unionville getting it back, but then the header to Burden. Back to Weinhold, then back to Unionville. That's foot down there. And Burden will let it roll out. Closing in on coming down to the waning quarter of this opening half, which has been scoreless to this point, as we get close to entering the 30th minute.
Very unusual for Hempfield. Like you said, they're early scorers.
Yeah, they've had a tendency to score early on in these playoffs so far, the district playoffs to this point. That's not been the case tonight. Unionville has held them in check. And Wall is able to kick it out and will force another throw-in by Bird.
That's a familiar sight all game.
I was going to say.
They've really kept on the right side here.
Yeah, they
good
have.
for our camera, I guess.
Yeah, really. It's Haskey up there, getting it over to Weinhold. Hollinger trying to get it across to Haskey, but cutting it off there was Foot. Weinhold over to Weaver. She'll let it fly down the field for Mattis. Kira Mattis, one of the few sophomores on this team who's had a big role as well. So you talk about underclassmen, not just the freshman goalkeeper Emily Antisberger, but the sophomore Kira Mattis. Another player that Coach Jason Mackey really seems to like as Antisberger is able to get right in front of it. That was close, I'll tell you. Nice job
Absolutely fearless, like I said
Emily
earlier.
Antisberger, and she'll let it fly once again. Getting right in front of that Unionville player. I believe it was Darlington down there, the speedster we've seen tonight.
Like I said earlier, you want to choose a side to attack on. Seems like Hempfield's choosing this right side. Left side's not had much success for them.
Yeah, not to this point. They've kind of stayed conjoined a little bit to that side. Here's Grube, though, on the sideline, trying to fit it in between the legs there and get it to Gabby Hollinger, but was unable to do so with Foot over there. Now here's Burden, and Wall cutting in front of it. Back to Burden, though, but Unionville takes over on the touch.
Oh, great stop from Hempfield. Unionville recovers.
They do. Here's Riggs. Trying to spin around, finds somebody to pass the ball to, but instead goes to Unionville.
I gotta say, there's great coverage from both teams, not letting any single player get too far away.
Yeah, couldn't get it over to Kielmeyer that time. And going down, it looks like perhaps a foul call there. As it looked like that was... I can't make out the jersey number from here. I'll get a look as they come a little closer, but one of the players for Hempfield went down on the far side. So Hempfield back with possession for now. I believe that may have been Weaver down there. Here's Hollinger, but Unionville all over that one, able to snuff it out for now. But it'll be a throw-in for Hempfield. Here's Burden once again. We just keep seeing these throw-ins, and you think sooner or later it may pay off, trying to set up to Hollinger in the 32nd of 40 minutes. And that one goes out of play.
I mean, great physical work from that freshman. Yeah. Caitlin Walls just had a fantastic game so far, getting open, shoving off these older senior players.
Yeah, great start for her to this point. Throw in, Haskey. Yurchek trying to get over there. Trying to set up Ashley Hollinger. Back to Yurchek, but cutting in front of it now, getting it out there. Nice job. Blocking it there was Jackie Hugg.
Finally received a real shot attempt. Unfortunately, didn't get very far. Right into the back foot of number 24.
Yep, that's Jackie Hugg. And yet another, for about the 50th time tonight, Burden throws it in, and Well, she's got to do it again. Off of wall there. It has been, as we expected, a defensive exhibition to this point, but sooner or later, somebody's going to make something happen, you think? Kasey kicks it over to Hollinger, just takes a shot. Unionville right down there, trying to run in last second is Mattis, and then everybody got tangled up. Kira Mattis came blasting in there at the last second, trying to get between.
If not for that foul, that might have been a goal for him.
Oh,
the goalie did not come out for that ball, just stood back in the pocket.
No, it would have been very close. Mattis just ran them all down from behind and almost cut in between him, and a little push off there on Lizzie Yurchek for Darlington, but not called. And now Weaver gets it back the other way, and now here's Hollinger. Down the right side, and nobody trying to maybe set up Annika Haskey, but
trying to keep it along the sideline. Unfortunately, not the right ankle, goes out.
Just a little bit. Throw-in coming from Alley Foot. Off of wall. Weinhold trying to get in front of it, but can't do it, and that one goes off of Barrett.
Some of these passes and throw-ins from Unionville have just been too fast to handle.
To this point, they have Burden. Cross to Yurchek. And whistle blows, push off maybe. And Hempfield will have an opportunity, I believe, for a free kick. Looks like it might come from Lauren Riggs. Riggs probably has the best leg on the team in terms of power.
Now she's going to show here. Goal kicks.
Yep, hers.
And there's a big one.
And there's a shot down there trying to get in the goal. And it just goes out. Oh, man. That almost got in the goal. There were black jerseys all the way down there. Mattis, Weinhold, Gruber down there. Hollinger trying to chase it down. They were just not able to get it to stay in the goal.
Some rock solid defense.
Now it's a corner kick, though, from Burden.
Looks like Hempfield's going to try to rush in. Here they come.
Uh-huh. Here we go. Yurchek got a little tangled around, and Unionville able to take it over now. Sigh of relief. I think you have to breathe for the Indians
and
there.
Here's Unionville, some open space.
Yeah.
Beaten to the ball, though, by number 7.
Ashley Hollinger. Man. So close call for the Indians, and then they almost were able to turn it back up the field, but now back kind of in this defensive headlock in the 36th minute. So we come to the end of half number 1.
Some of these faster Hempfield players dropping back, making it harder for Unionville to get those big clears.
Yeah, to this point. Burden down to Riggs. Over to Burden. Now
great passing
maybe
play.
Looking for either Yurchek or Weinhold down the middle, but Unionville cuts in front of it.
Great passing play from Hempfield. Unfortunately, the clear goes right back in Unionville possession.
Yeah. Aiden Wilson on the throw-in. Getting to it was Darlington. And then Caparella. That'll be another throw-in. Unionville with a chance here coming to the end of the half. Can they take advantage of it? Now it would be a sub-in.
Just 4 minutes left.
Yeah, just with 4 minutes left, they take Wilson out. And they bring in, I believe, her sister, Alex Wilson. So the Wilson sisters come out, or interchange for each other. Now Alex trying to direct traffic. Well, getting to it first was Burden before she could get to Darlington, and then goes kind of off the neck and shoulder of Gabby Hollinger.
I mean,
and then Burden just lets it fly.
Burden has been pinning people on that side all game.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Nice kick, and now Antisberger runs out and gets it, as it was off of Mackenzie Malloy there.
I just love the viciousness from Antisberger.
And to think, she still got 3 more years of this.
Absolutely.
Crazy to think. But as I said, I mean, it just goes to show how much Coach Mackey thinks of her as a player and trusts her in this situation in the state playoffs.
She's deserved all that trust.
Yeah. There's Hollinger. Going to pass it over to Burden behind. Burden goes across to Grube. Inside 3 minutes to go in the half. Riggs. Down to Haskey. Over to Madison, then Unionville clears it away. Trying to chase it down as Malloy cutting inside, but getting to it first was Lauren Riggs. Ball remains in play and now goes out. All right, well, let's see. Will we go to halftime scoreless, or can somebody get something quick here in the 38th minute?
Oh, no,
Here's a shot! And what a job by Antisberger to catch it!
Mistake by Hempfield, putting it way too center. That should not be happening.
Alex Wilson took a shot, and Amelia Antisberger had to lay out and get it, and she did.
What a fantastic keeper.
Antisberger's doing outstanding so far.
And
in
that
this
ball
first
had
half.
some power to it.
It
She
had
had
a
to
ton.
stiffen up to keep it from going behind her.
And as a shorter goalkeeper, she had to get up and get it, and she did. And now Hempfield trying to take a shot there with Yurchek, but it goes off the mark. Wow.
And they're not letting that, big shot get to them. They're going right back down to the other side of the field and taking another shot at that goal.
90 seconds to play in half number one. Scoreless to this point. Will it remain that way?
It's looking like it.
To this point, but we've seen some shots here in the last couple of minutes. Here's Gabby Hollinger. Trying to cut it across the field, passing to Yurchek, but cutting in front. Now Hempfield gets it back. That's Burden. To Groob. Yurchek. Haskey waiting down there, but it's not going to get to her.
A little high from Groob.
Yep. Back to Burden. Back to Hollinger. And goes out with some coverage there. Yeah, under a minute, and Hempfield, they know they've got a chance. 40th and final minute of the first half. Here's Burden. Going the wrong direction. Darlington kind of forcing her down there. She's just gonna kick it away to Antisberger, who lets it fly. Groove. Now Unionville gets it back. That's Hug. Getting it over Malloy. Or no, Landry was down there. Let's see. 20 seconds left and counting. Yurchek. Trying to chase it down there. Down the far left side, and it goes out of play. Making a dive on it there was Jules Muntz, but to no avail. And that, I believe, is how this half is going to come to an end. Scoreless. After one here in Warwick. Alrighty, interesting to see. So we saw a defensive shootout there. Each team took some shots. Great play by Emily Antisberger. What's your biggest takeaway, though, from half number one? And for both these sides, what do they got to look forward to in half number two?
I mean, it seems so far like Hempfield has definitely been the better team here. However, Unionville has been taking a lot more shots. They've gotten a lot closer to scoring. And, you can play your best, but if you aren't taking shots, you're not going to make goals. Wayne Gretzky.
Quoted. And duly noted, and we'll see.
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
In the second half, who will take the advantage, or will we be destined for another overtime game for the Black Knights and one to start out this opening round of states? We'll find out very soon. Until then, for my colleague Ethan Miller, I'm Kasey Kreider, and we'll be back in just a little bit for half number two of the first round of state playoffs from Warwick. And hi everybody, welcome back to the Warwick High School, ready to start half number two of action here between the Hempfield Black Knights and the Unionville Indians, the first round of the PIAA State Playoffs. The District 3 Black Knights in a deadlock right now with the Unionville Indians. My colleague Ethan Miller and a special guest helping us out a little bit for the second half. Member of the Hempfield boys soccer team and former HSD TV7 alum, Brandon Koehnke, here with us. Brandon, I'll bring you in just a little bit, but first I'll bring in Ethan as we start half number two. Megan Groob has the ball here. Ethan, what are some of the adjustments you think that each of these teams need to make for the second half if they want to continue on in their season?
For Hempfield, like I said, it's definitely taking more shots, trying to get it into the center. They have not had a lot. I think I've counted maybe 2, maybe 3 shots total the entire first half. Meanwhile, for Unionville, I think the passing definitely needs improved.
All right. Then, Brandon, I'll bring you in for this one. We've seen some great play so far from Emily Antisberger, the freshman goalkeeper. You were a goalkeeper when you played for the Hempfield boys soccer team. What does she need to do going forward to preserve this victory for Hempfield?
Absolutely. She's doing a great job, especially with her height. I'm a shorter goalkeeper, so I definitely understand that. Basically, just keep doing what she's doing, keep coming out and being aggressive. just making sure that she has control of the ball when she tries to catch it.
Alrighty, well, let's see now.
And we did see that one saver had lots of power and she stiff-armed it.
Yeah, she did.
Knocked it down.
James Conner-esque. That'll please the two Steelers fans sitting right next to me. All right, here we go. Back to the game. Burden. And over there is Gabby Hollinger. Wind's picked up just a little bit here. It's a steady, about 5-7 mile per hour breeze.
Just off the top of your head.
Yeah, it was just an estimate. Alrighty. Doing a nice job there cutting in front of this Weinholt.
So the
Now
left
back
side
to
has some
Grube.
open room.
Yeah.
Can't quite get it there.
Remember, they switched sides, so it's going to be a little different to keep in mind here. Hempfield's going to be going the other direction, so too will Unionville, so that's something to keep in
That number
mind.
10, Emily Foote, a speedy player, dropped back really fast to get it away from Hempfield taking it upfield.
That she did. Alrighty.
Yeah, didn't quite see the
Riggs.
foul.
Lauren Riggs on the kick here. Waiting for the ready to play, and here we go. Gets to Weinholt. Weinholt's had an outstanding season. As have both the Hollinger twins, and now back to Heskey. We talked about that hamstring, that right hamstring that's been bothering Annika Heskey for a while now. Doesn't seem to be bothering her too much right now. She gets it across the middle, but Unionville cuts in front of it there. And down there, nice header there. Now Hollinger.
Heads it past Weaver.
Yeah.
Hollinger recovers it.
Now Weaver lets it fly. Heskey down there. Mattis down there as well, the sophomore. Kira Mattis does a nice job fighting for it. Getting it down to Yurchek.
What a beautiful
Nice
pass from
Great pass
Yurchek.
to Hollinger, but Unionville getting in front of it. Now trip up for the ball. And Unionville just clears it out of there finally, but that was close.
Some of the people in the crowd calling for a foul there. I just didn't see it.
Yeah, that was, well, that might have been one across the middle there as Lauren Riggs got tripped up by Alex Wilson.
That quiets the crowd a little bit.
Yeah. Brandon, Ethan, I know you two have both played soccer at different levels. How hard is it, though, to kind of gauge and harness that aggressiveness and keep from getting a foul in the same process?
I mean, when you're in the game and you're in the mindset of the game, and if something happens to you and it gets you fired up, it's very difficult to keep from committing the same foul they commit on you. But yeah, you just have to keep focused on the game.
Can't get too emotional.
Yeah. Kira Mattis down there in the corner. That one goes out off of Annika Heskey. As you said, been very evenly matched at this point. We are in the 45th minute of this 80-minute match. And will we need a fourth consecutive overtime game for the Black Knights? It's definitely possible with how these two sides have played tonight as Weinholt takes a shot. Heskey trying to cut it back the other way, but Unionville down there, and that is once again Lindsay Barrett.
And regarding fouls, sometimes people just can't keep their elbow down. I've seen some players on the team literally tape their arm to the side of their leg. It's not foul. It's just what you have to do.
During the game?
Oh yeah, during the game. But it had a little coach influence there, but
maybe that's just the club thing. But that's interesting. All right, Hempfield, they're down there in striking distance. There's Mattis down there.
Granted, we were up like 3-0. So
fair enough. Here's Hollinger over the middle. Kind of going the wrong direction though, just trying to set something up, but Unionville clears it out. But all black jerseys down there, as it's Weaver letting it fly. And Megan Grube trying to chase it down. Now here's Weaver. Over to Weinhold, over to Yurchek. Letting it fly. Gonna be a foot race for it. I think Unionville, the goalkeeper, might get to it before anyone else does. This goes out of play.
a little bit too much power again.
Yep. Katie Borley getting down there. Borley had a relatively quiet first half, but had one great save early on.
I'll tell you what, these Hempfield players are so fast. It only takes one big shot downfield and one player to break free, and you got yourself a goal.
Yep.
And it could be the difference maker in this closely contested game.
Well, we saw some close calls in that first half, and sooner or later, somebody's going to break through and score that goal. Who's it going to be? Mattis. And diving for it there was Borley.
Didn't look like it was going to go in anyway.
Didn't look like it was gonna, but still nice effort.
Didn't quite get their foot on the right spot of the ball.
Yeah, Borley
Grounded to the left.
letting it fly. Your check with Hug down there covering her. Anna Kasey trying to get out in front of it, but unable to do so with 2 Unionville jerseys down there. She passes it back to Hollinger. Weinl over the middle, but it just goes a little too far out. Kira
Great
Mattis
cross.
trying to run it down. Yeah, nice cross there, but just not good enough. Now here's Ashley Hollinger. Hempfield on the attack.
Another great cross. Tries
Over
to
the
bicycle
middle.
it in.
Haskey, yeah. And just getting in front of it before Haskey could get there was Borley, the goalkeeper. Hempfield, they are on the attack and they smell blood in the water. What can Unionville do to answer? Borley, letting it fly. Go ahead, Ethan.
Goalie kept it in their hands a little bit to try to relax the team, you know.
Yeah.
Hempfield had to spread back out. And their momentum's kind of lost in that moment.
Yeah. Hollinger to Weinhold to Mattis.
Nonetheless, they're going to build more momentum up, it seems like.
Yappers.
Or maybe not.
They're going to try at least. Unionville clears it out. Now going the other direction, Weaver. So they're just kind of guarding that 50-yard line, and they're making Unionville play on Hempfield's side of the field. As we've seen, that's been a tendency really all throughout this game so far. Hempfield has had Unionville back on their heels for the majority.
I believe that was Abby Burden's second meg out of bounds.
I believe you're right.
Put that on the stat sheet.
Right next to Brandon Koehnke's saves on the season. Here's Mattis. Back to Hollinger. Nice job there. Your check. Getting it all the way down to a Weaver who heads it. And Burden in that one, he's going to fly into the sideline. You just got, at this point, Ethan and Brandon too, I'm almost just wondering, this could be one of those games. It could just be a 1-0-0 game, and maybe one mistake could be all it takes for one of these teams to move on to the quarterfinals. And the other one to be done for the season.
We've also seen lots of running, lots of sprinting. These players who get tired out quick. And all of a sudden, this 0-0 match can turn into a 4-3 game.
Hollinger down to Haskey. We could see that. Haskey tripped up.
They're going to call it.
Yeah, they do call it there.
And that's going to be a direct kick for Hempfield.
And that gets the home side that is occupied by Hempfield tonight pretty hyped up.
Gets the crowd aroused, as Colson Hunt would say.
Oh, no. Yeah, very true. All right, here's Lauren Riggs.
Hempfield cards for their yardage. Ref delivers.
We talked about Lauren Riggs, that cannon of a leg she has when it comes to power. Let's see. Getting across the middle.
Nice curve.
Trying to get it in.
Oh,
and not able to save it, and there goes the goal.
Goalie couldn't keep their hands on it.
I think that was Hollinger down there again.
1-0. Hempfield takes the lead.
You just knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
About 10 minutes into the first half.
And I'm trying to get a look at, there were so many bodies down there. I have not done a very good job calling out goals so far this season. That might have actually been Lauren Riggs. It was one of the two, either her or Hollinger.
That's one of those goals that you just keep running at the net, and eventually one of you are going to kick it in. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
We've seen a few of those from Hempfield already. That was the first successful one, of course.
I think that was Riggs. I don't see Hollinger out there right now. She wasn't coming out of the pile. I think that was Lauren Riggs on that goal, and that was an outstanding job by her. Actually, no, it might have been Hollinger now that I take a look at it. Regardless, we'll get an official look at it later, but...
No, it was Hollinger.
It was Hollinger, okay. Thank you for the clarification. It was Gabby Hollinger. And if,
Goal for the Black Knights, number 29, Gabby Hollinger.
yeah. Make it a dozen on the season for Hollinger now. Her first in district, or first in state. She had 3 in districts, 8 in the regular season. Including that game winner against Wilson in the semifinal game. And I believe also added 1 in the final against Cumberland Valley. Here's Weinhold.
Not so great control there from Unionville, but they might actually recover it. Number 5.
Uh-huh. Hayden Wilson. And tell you what, Unionville there in position. Emily Antisberger standing down there, waiting, seeing if anything's going to come her way. Get past the defense, and sometimes that's just, what it takes. Like you said, Brandon, in those situations where you're so close, sometimes you just got to keep running forward, and sometimes you'll find yourself hitting that big white thing we call the soccer ball, and it'll go into the net. Unionville, though, they're trying.
Oh.
That was Darlington down there.
It's going to be a handball.
Yeah, it was.
And that's just going to be...
Well, had so many...
Oh, they're actually going to call a foul.
You had so many defenders down there for Hempfield. You had Megan Grube down there. Hollinger was in there. The one who didn't score the goal. Ashley, not Gabby, but...
Ashley Hollinger hit the ball with their hands. Unfortunately for Unionville, they pushed her into it.
Yeah. Sometimes that's just how it goes, but we'll see if Ashley can rebound. Ashley Hollinger doesn't show up on the stat sheet aside from 1 lone assist this season, but that doesn't mean she hasn't had a big role in this team, along with her twin sister, who continues now to pull away with the team lead in goals with her 12th of the season.
An incredible season for Gabby.
And you had to think that was coming. Gabby was taking so many chances, so many shots, and sooner or later, you got to get the ball into the hands of your playmakers, and that's what happened. Here's Mattis
downfield a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Here's some open field. Unable
Mattis.
to control it.
Mattis couldn't control it, and I think you kind of saw her as she let the ball go out of her grasp and out of her reach. She was like, oh no, I wish I had that one back. Regardless, here's Darlington trying to cut inside. Passing it off, back to Darlington. Of Hollinger, and there to save it just in case was Emily Antisberger, but whistles blew beforehand.
These fouls are absolutely killing Unionville.
I know. I was just thinking that same thing. Brandon, what strategy would you be employing right now? I'll start with Hempfield, being up 1-0 now. They're not necessarily back on their heels the same way Unionville is. So what kind of, in those situations when you were in this position, what was the strategy you'd employ?
Absolutely. Well, you do have to conserve time the best you can, but don't think that a 1-0 lead is good enough in the state playoffs. So I think they definitely do have to keep going for the net and trying to get one back in the net.
Oh, they're trying to do just that. Grube is down there. And she lets it fly right into the hands of Borley.
Well, you know what? That's what you got to do. You got to keep taking shots. And
keep
Grube
taking
saw the
shots.
opportunity and she took it right into the goalie. But
and a 2-0 lead with under 27 minutes to go in the game sounds a lot better than a 1-0 lead at this point.
Well, anytime you're 2 goals up, it's a very good lead.
Oh yeah. It's so tough to score 1 goal in soccer, but when you get to that 2 mark, you get to a 2-goal lead, it is so tough to come back from that, especially with the limited amount of time now that Unionville has left. They have 26.5 minutes to try and answer.
And especially in a league as defensive as this one,
Oh yeah, no doubt. These Black Knights have played great defense all night. Kicking it down to Antisberger, who lets it fly. Haven't called Emily Antisberger's name as much as we did in that first half, but she's
you didn't need to. The defense has been keeping
it quiet down there, yeah.
She doesn't need to save goals. There are no shots, and the defense is
not
responsible for that.
Maybe not quite quiet enough here at Warwick to read a book for her down there, but maybe if Hempfield can keep playing like they are right now, slide there by Weinhold.
Too risky there.
Yeah, a little too risky. Brandon wasn't here when I made the FIFA reference earlier in the first half, but
pressing the X button.
Yep, spamming X.
Exactly what we said.
And that leads to so many yellow cards at old Mama Kank's house.
We've not actually seen any yellow cards this game.
Not tonight to this point. And that's always good to see. It's been, sure, there've been the whistle blown a couple times, but it's been a very clean game to this point defensively. Just a good old-fashioned slugfest, what you'd expect.
As your check moves it down the sideline.
Yep. Getting it to Weaver. Back to Grube. Trying to work that right side. And throwing for Unionville here. So it looks like that's Alex Wilson trying to chase it down. Over to your check. Unionville takes it over. Hayden Wilson down there. And getting it to it before anybody else will be Lauren Weaver in that corner. And the ball goes out of play. Tell you, Hempfield, what a run they've been on. We documented earlier. I don't think, you never want to lose hope, especially early in the season, but when this team was 2-3 after the first 5 games of the season, I have a hard time believing maybe even they thought that they would be in this situation right now, but that just goes to show how much and how well they've persevered as the season has gone on.
This is definitely a hard-working team.
Oh, no doubt.
Morale was certainly low, but that never kept them down for too long.
Yeah. Georgia Kielmeyer back in the game, kind of the super sub off the bench for this Hempfield girls soccer team. Wilson with Hollinger over there, trying to get it in, and and man, Emily Antisberger couldn't get over there in time, and maybe she's a little lucky that one was just a little off the mark, because I'm not sure she would have gotten there. That could have tied it back up.
Put a little bit of curve on that. Unfortunately, that little bit was too much.
Just a tad.
And Antisberger up to this point has been in the perfect position for every ball that's come to her.
Yeah, she really has.
That was her one slip up, luckily. Misses.
Weaver. Nice shot from Yurchek, but getting down there is Unionville. But here's Kielmeyer taking a chance. And now at a foot race, it's Haskey, but getting to it before anybody else can is once again the goalie, Katie Borley. Yurchek. We'll go to Ashley Hollinger. Hollinger cutting in front of it there. Nice job by Hug. Grube to Weinholt. Now over to Haskey. And back to Yurchek at the 40. Trying to cut it across the field to Burden. There's Gabby Hollinger. Had the first goal. Can she add another one? Running down, trying to keep possession of the ball. Haskey trying to pass it over again to her.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Kielmeyer kind of ran in front of it there. Maybe not in an opportune situation. Hollinger lets it fly over the middle, a little curve on it to her sister. Unionville is all over it right now. Now taking a shot, and what a save! That shot almost came out of nowhere. Katie Borley able to get down and just kind of smother the ball.
I believe that would have gone in bottom right.
Yeah, smother the ball like a catcher in that situation. Hang on to it. Keep
Borley in prime position there, knew exactly where that ball was going to go.
Keep the deficit at 1. Hollinger
heads it out.
Heading it out. Kielmeyer could get over there. Now Unionville with a throw-in. Hayden Wilson.
Wilson even looked like they're grabbing their stomach a little bit. Not sure what was up with that.
Hollinger. Well, it's been a long season. Sometimes injuries, fatigue, that can all build up, especially when we talk about these teams and they get this far.
It's been an intense game. Standings running low at this point. Seeing more and more subs.
It's got to be. This is not going to be just an easy game for either side. I say it all the time. I'll say it again. It's go or go home time. Here over the middle, that's Burden. And then Weinhold able to cut in front of it. Now can she chase it down? She can't do it before it goes out of play.
But either way, great job of getting it to the outside there, preventing any shots from happening so far. But here's going to be the throw-in from Unionville.
Just Weinhold, a multi-sport athlete. We'll see her on the basketball team likely in a few weeks. And one of the best of this class of 2021, and someone that the girls soccer team will be glad to have back next year. For a lot of these seniors, though, this is their last hurrah. And they wouldn't want to end it any other way, as Wilson gets tripped up by Hollinger.
Physical plays here, no calls from the refs.
Yeah. Yurchek getting it over. That's Grube. Passing to Kielmeyer. And Kielmeyer able to hang on to it for a little bit, but now back to Weinhold. And in a foot race, it's Haskey, bad hamstring and all, trying to chase down.
I've got to say, in the year
Wilson
where refs are not so popular, especially in the football world, I've been liking the calls so far this game.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ethan. The calls, I think, have been pretty good so far. Pretty fair and pretty even. That was Hannah Furman down there. Now for the throw-in. And Kielmeyer and Hug getting a fight for it, and it goes out. It'll be a throw-in from Hollinger. Inside 20 minutes to go in this first round of the state game. And unless Unionville can answer, their season will end in under 20 minutes. So what can they do to keep that from happening?
You have to score an equalizer and then another goal to win it.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing.
Hempfield, I guarantee you, Coach Mackey and these girls, they do not want to have to go to overtime for a 4th straight game. They are tired of that. And a goal here maybe would almost put it away for the Black Knights. Even though you never want to call it before it's over, but man, it'd be so tough if they got up 2-0. But right now, it's going to be a throw-in from the corner from Unionville. Letting it fly, there's Grube, Kielmeyer, and whistle blows. Throw-in coming from Hayden Wilson. No, actually, a kick here, free kick. She'll fly it across the middle of the field, and Weinhold does a nice job getting in front of it, but down there to clean up shop was Aaron O'Leary. Here's Grube.
Controlling ball, heading it down to Abby Burden.
Well, at this point in the game, we have a 1-0 lead. As Brandon mentioned, it's so important to try and control the ball and maybe drain a little clock sometimes.
Good
These
drop
types of
to-
situations.
Good drop to Lauren Weaver. Unfortunately, she boots it right and out of bounds.
Yes. Brandon, since I'll hearken from your goalie experience, for Emily Antisberger, who, as I say this, they're starting to get down close to her, when you've had a quiet half like this, what is the mindset going through a goalie right now?
Well, you definitely always have to be ready for anything. The ball can go across the field so easily, especially on turf like this. The ball moves very quickly, so you always have to be ready. But throughout the game, no matter if it's the ball's at your side of the field the whole time, or if you really don't have much action, you always have to be communicating. You just have to keep talking and making sure that the field's set up how you want it.
All right, our goalie expert, Brandon Koehnke.
That's a great point about the turf. Less friction,
Yeah.
no bumps,
That's true.
smooth and fast.
Uh-huh. We are past an hour of gameplay, and we're now inside the final 20 minutes. Can Hempfield hang on after scoring the goal with Gabby Hollinger in the early portion of this second half?
No, it's fine.
Down there in a fight for it was Megan Grube among some other Unionville defenders.
Nice fight from Lauren
Oh,
Weaver.
yeah. There's Weinhold down there trying to track the ball. Whistles blow once more. And as I had to clarify to Ethan during the break, no extra time added on. If they need to stop the clock, they will. We only saw 1 clock stoppage during the first half, and we'll have to see if we see any others.
Actually, I believe he also stopped the clock when he switched out with this side.
Oh, yeah, true, you're right. So 2 clock stoppages, but no extra time. They'll simply stop the clock in those situations and then resume when we're ready for play. Here's a free kick over the middle, and Antisberger cuts in front of it, saying, all right, I'm going to do it myself now. Enough of that. And the mighty freshman letting it fly. The pride of the class of 2024 for the Hempfield girls soccer team right now is Emily Antisberger. Weinhold getting in there trying to trip it up with Weaver down there.
Nice challenge.
On Alex Wilson.
Gets to the side.
Yes, it does. Burden. Kasey running it down.
Haskell's a fast player, but they got a great matchup.
Yeah.
Another fast defensive player.
Oh, yeah, no
to hold
doubt.
her in check.
Yep. Gotta give a lot of credit down there, too. Let's see.
This looks like number 6.
Yeah, number 6, that
Hannah
is
Ferment.
Hannah Ferment, yeah. On the far side, Hempfield, there's Hollinger. Passing it over to Haskey, who's trying to spin her way out of that mess and find somebody to pass it to. Goes off Megan Grube. And goes off Abby Burton, still in play. As Weaver's just going to let it fly, trying to set up Kielmeyer down the middle. This could be a shot. Kielmeyer trying to pass it inside.
Oh, but she keeps fighting for it.
I'll tell you what,
Great
Georgia
determination.
Kielmeyer keeping the fight on. They are backed up now, but still in possession. Grube trying to control it. Lets it fly. Goes into the hands, a little off the hands, but stays in front of Katie Borley.
And I love taking the shots, but I think Grube's had a little bit more time to move it upfield a little bit more before taking that shot this time.
As we said, Grube had the game winner against Cumberland Valley that won the Black Knights the District 3 title. Hasn't seen any action on the scoreboard tonight. Will that change in these final 15 minutes?
Here's some good passing movement.
Yeah, good
from
passing
Unionville.
now to Sarah Darlington.
Great job. The pressure.
Oh, getting right in front of it though.
And
Check
good
just
out.
boots it away. Good, smart decision there in this situation.
Sometimes you got your whole defense on move like that. You just got to get rid of it. Reset.
Brandon, does there ever come a time where you kind of just count down the minutes in your head? I mean, you see that scoreboard illuminated to you, and does there ever come a time where you're just like, you're just almost counting at that point? As Antisper with the save.
Yeah, I think definitely games that are close like this and it's win or go home, you're kind of just trying to keep the ball out of the net for the last few minutes and just hoping that it's going to end with you still on top, you know?
Almost like an anxiety for it to be over.
Yeah,
A little
really.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, really. But you also can't let that overcome you. I mean, you just gotta keep playing the way you keep playing, and you know the clock will do what the clock will do. It's not gonna stop unless the refs decide to stop it.
That's very true.
But here's Haskey
Here's a
down the
great
middle.
ball.
Yeah,
Askey's showing the speed but can't get that shot.
not quite.
Looks like we got a corner.
That we do.
I believe this is only the second corner of the game for Hempfield.
Well, in the game against Wilson, it was a corner to Abby Burden, chipped off of Jess Weinhold, and then finished off by Gabby
And
Holland.
of course, we've already seen a similar play get the first score for
Yeah.
Hempfield, so let's see what happens on this one.
Let's see. Here we go. Burden running in, overshoots everybody
A little
there a
high.
little bit. Yeah, just a little too high.
I don't know what number 20 was doing there, looking like they're going to spike it in volleyball. But
Sarah Darlington, yeah, maybe just a little bit there. But, yeah, volleyball is playing in Dallastown tonight, not at Warwick. Best of luck to those girls, by the way. We'll get results of that game when we leave here.
also district champions. If,
Yeah, also District 2
believe.
champions. That was decided on Saturday, and we were there for that. Now we're here in Warwick. All over the place on HST TV7. You thought we only did football. 12:28 to go. So do the math. We're in the 68th minute. Unionville's got to find something here. They've taken a shot or two. Antisperger's had to work a little bit, not too much. That one goes out. All right. Tell you, let's just have to wait and see. I know Hempfield just trying to finish off, and I know Coach Mack. You know, anytime you have a team that gets this far, that's definitely got to be a sign that they're well coached. I think Jason Mackey, the head coach for the Black Knights, has done an outstanding job to this point. Just, you know, keeping discipline, even in these situations.
And as time's winding down here, I see a little less enthusiasm. You know, some players jogging a little bit.
Yeah.
A little less enthusiasm.
And Unionville, you can't lose hope right now because it can be one lucky bounce, and that can be all it takes to get you back in this game. And Kielmeyer gets tripped up, and that will be called by Sarah Darlington. 11:20 to go. Minute number 69
Unionville
of 80.
playing very physical. Maybe too physical for their own good here.
Yeah.
Another free kick.
Free kick is coming from Riggs. She'll let it fly. Trying to get in front of it there. That again is Melanie Landry. We've only called her name a couple times tonight, the starter, but she was over there now.
Good footwork.
Good footwork there.
Good footwork again. Unfortunately,
to
the pass does
Caparella.
not go anywhere.
Trying to chase it down is Haskey. And that one will just go out of play. Will skirt onto the
She's
track.
still flashing her speed, but
Yeah.
you know she's
Yeah.
being kept up with by Ferment.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about that hamstring. As we said, it doesn't look like it's bothering her right now. She's got a little wrap on it, but I mean, it doesn't seem like it's affecting her at this moment.
Is that what you're looking for, though? To actually do a good job?
And oh man, getting down to it, the nitty gritty of it. Clock is stopped, by the way. 10:39 to go. I'm not entirely sure what the stoppage is, but regardless, we should get back to playing time here in just a matter of seconds. And we do.
I think they may have been trying to figure out player count there.
That could be. It's important to keep in mind, especially in a crucial moment like this. And that one flies, winds up hitting the bleachers on the away side. That is currently being occupied by nobody. Throw in there from Unionville, though. We talk about the silent majority sometimes. Maybe tonight it might be the invisible majority, but you know that Unionville has had a lot of support throughout this entire run.
Of course, what you can't see is the bleachers were on top of, pretty much filled up there.
That's very true as well. But both these teams, they've had great support systems, not just from family, from friends, from school.
Tell you what, Koehnke looks like she's slowing down there. I'm not sure if that's because of the trip she had earlier.
Yeah, it could be a little. Sometimes you get tripped up in that situation. But my point is, both these teams, win or lose tonight, they've already had great seasons. They just really don't want it to end in 10 minutes. And
that's going to be a corner kick.
Yeah, corner kick again.
There we go.
Well, this
Abby
one
Burden comes down the field.
Be more successful. Here comes Burden once more. If you watched Powder Puff 2018, you know that Abby Burden's got quite the leg. She's going to have to show it here.
But maybe just a little bit less air this time.
Just a little bit less. Don't have to split the uprights. You just got to hit that wall and see if somebody can head it or bounce it in. And that nearly ended. It goes off Weinholt just a little too high. It goes off of Weinholt there.
Maybe if she started a little bit later, she could have gotten it, but passes out of bounds. Good attempt, though.
Good attempt. Time continues to tick down. Tick, 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 tick. For Unionville. Katie Borley.
Surprisingly, players don't seem to be in too much of a rush. See some of them walking down the field.
Yeah. Oh, fighting for it.
Maybe that's a good sign, They're still relaxed.
Yeah,
not stressing
still
themselves
relaxed.
out.
And you still have time if you're Unionville. All you need is one thing. But they've got to find a way to get this ball back in their side, or Hempfield's side of the field.
Of course, I couldn't be giving them the benefit of the doubt by saying that. But
Well, yeah, but they're...
a little pep in the step wouldn't help, or wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, true. But no doubt they've been a high motivated team to this point. They know what they're playing for. Let's see if they can find a way to get back in it. Right now, they've had no answer for Hempfield's defense to this point.
Another throw in for Hempfield.
How is it all going to unfold tonight? Can Hempfield hang on in a fight for it, scrum for it down there in the corner?
And here's a corner.
Yep. Minute number 73.
One corner kick in the first half. Now here's 3.
Yep. Will third time be the charm? This time from the other side. Keep an eye on all the players you got down there.
There's a ball.
Gets to Weinhold
couldn't
in the
connect.
middle.
But still in the box.
In the box, Weinhold
Tripped
gets
player.
knocked over.
They're going to keep playing.
Yeah, they'll keep playing after it. But they're going the wrong way now. And they'll just let Weaver gun it. And then try to get some separation down the field. Open goal in. Getting right in front of it before Georgia Kielmeyer could get there was Katie Borley.
Tell you what, it's a scary thing challenging the goalie, because if they get it in their hands and you hit that ball, that's going to be a foul on you.
Yep, that is. Riggs. Cuts it over to Kielmeyer. Darlington trying to fight for it. And does a nice job getting possession back away. Now crossing field. Getting over the middle. Hits the back of Abby Burden, and then she just boots it out. 1-0 is the score. That was the score of the first round of the district finals when they played Governor Mifflin. Will it be the score here? Or can Unionville answer? Or can Hempfield maybe tack on another one? Regardless, they're running out of time. That one goes out again.
Hempfield slowly moving it back downfield.
And maybe that's the key word at this point, slowly, with only 6 minutes left.
Take their time.
Yeah. No need to be in a hurry. If you win tonight, you got 80 more minutes on Saturday. Let's see.
Boots it downfield, trying to keep it away from their side.
There's Weinhold.
As we get further into this game, we may see Hempfield drop more players back.
Just goes out there.
We may see Hempfield drop more players back, just play a very defensive game, and kick it out as much as possible. Good attempt for Hempfield, unsuccessful.
Yep. Carrier throw in here. Mattis
Good
down
pressure from
there.
Kira.
Yeah,
and now
Kira
it's
Mattis.
Hempfield's throw-in.
Will it all come down to this?
Fight for the ball.
Yeah, Haskey.
Hempfield throwing again.
Hempfield throwing once more.
Hollinger takes it.
Get one leg!
They're down there with the throw-in. And trying to get in front of it, getting knocked over was Kira Mattis.
Close one. It's gonna
Very
be a
close
goal
one
kick.
there. Going to be a goal kick, as you said.
You can tell Unionville's speeding up now. In the
Oh, they
5
have
minutes.
to. They have to. They don't have a choice at this point. High intensity. And who can finish it off? Job.
Great
Cutting
clear.
out. Yeah, great
defensively.
clear there. Megan Grube with Ashley Hollinger down there. Darlington trying to chase it down, maybe cut it across the corner. Darlington not gonna get it. It goes into a puddle on the side, outside the goal.
Great pressure from Ashley Hollinger.
Yeah, Ashley
Keeping her
Hollinger,
on the
great
outside.
defense. Minute number 77. But now comes a corner kick for Unionville.
I believe this is their first of the half.
Yeah, Melanie Landry is on it. Here we go. This
Low
is big.
one.
Can they cut in front of it? Yes, they can for now.
If he'll take
And
the pass-
Antisberger gets there off the shot.
I'll tell
Emily
you what.
Antisberger, have a night.
Great save, but I love the shot. Curving it around 3 Hempfield defenders.
Oh, that was a heck of a shot, no doubt, but
Antisberger's a fantastic keeper.
oh, no
Can
doubt.
barely get anything past her.
And she's just a freshman now. Think of how
And a
good she's going to be in a
small
few years.
freshman.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no doubt.
Lots of talent there.
Darlington trying to curl it in and can't do it. Down to 3 minutes to go.
There's a goal kick for Hempfield.
Goal
And they're
kick
going
is
to take
coming.
their time with this one for sure. As much time as I can without delaying the game.
Yeah, no doubt. Trying to milk maybe as much of this as they can.
They stop the time.
And they will stop the time. Now resume. No. Now it does resume. Goes off and out.
There is a new rule in PIAA that if the winning team makes a sub in the last 5 minutes of the game, the clock is going to be stopped.
Stopped, okay.
Yep, just to make sure that they are subbing just to stop the time.
Yeah, very important. Ooh, yikes. Went off of Weinhold right into the face of Kira Mattis.
Of course, you have to create these new stoppage rules so if there's no extra time.
That's going to be a timeout for an injury.
Come together.
The injury does, and we see Kira Mattis walk off now. Had a little audio issue there. Apologies for that, but we decided to take that time to try and fix it there as Mattis does get off on her own power after she got nailed in the face by Jess Weinhold, but thankfully does seem to be okay. Alrighty. 2:21 to go.
Time will
And I feel like it's
resume momentarily.
I feel like it's still anybody's game. Unionville still has a chance. All they need is just one shot. One opportunity. They've had a couple. Here's a throw-in.
They absolutely do, but to me, this is Hempfield's game right now. They've been way more aggressive this second half. They've been taking the shots they need to.
To this point, yes, it has been. Fans don't like that call. It's going to be a throw-in from Unionville. They will give it back
I don't know if I like that call
to Caparella.
either. Maybe jinxed it by saying the refs have had a perfect game so far.
Perfect game to that point. But maybe that's a questionable call, regardless.
If a goal is scored here, I'm sure there'll be many upset fans.
Oh, Edisberger down there. Just in that stance waiting, but they're trying to get it away from her. And Weinholt clears it.
The game of keep it up ends in a giant clear, but it's booted right back. Back again.
Still, though, excellent job by Weinholt to flip the field. Great awareness.
90 seconds.
90 seconds to go. Looks like a free kick coming for Hempfield.
Throw in.
Or no, it is a throw in, you're right. Lauren Riggs. Heading it there was Caparella. Weinholt.
Physical play
Down
there.
Caparella, yes. Trying to stay in front of
I'm
it.
seeing a lot more physical plays here. Unionville may be getting too emotional.
Well, yeah, but at this point, their season's over in 50 seconds and they don't find a way to score. They need something, they need it quick.
40 on the clock.
Can Hempfield hang on? Can Unionville find a way?
They're going full defense
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Kick it out, kick it far, get it out of the center.
That's what you have to do
30
right
seconds.
now. Burden flying down and kicking it away.
Big kick.
Great kick to get it away. Down to 20 seconds to go.
They boot back, but a great header from
Riggs
Hempfield.
getting in front there.
Ooh,
Crowd
head
knows.
collision.
Barring a
10
miracle
seconds.
maybe that Hempfield is on their way to the quarterfinals. Race for it. Down the field. Seconds wane. Crew
That's
hits
out.
it out.
And that's the
game
game.
over.
Great defense plays from Hempfield.
And the Black Knights have won it in dramatic fashion down there at the end.
Final. Black Knights 1.
I have to say, the defense from Hempfield is what really won this game, especially the goalkeeping. They had some good offensive plays, but overall they didn't get the shots they wanted all the time. And the defense just really kept them in throughout the game.
Oh,
1-0 Hempfield.
1-0 the final score. The goal from Gabby Hollinger was the difference. Great defense by Hempfield. Not just the goalkeeper, Edisberger, but everybody. And that is what's going to advance the Black Knights to the quarterfinals in the state playoffs. Meanwhile, Unionville, their great season, will come to an end tonight. But nonetheless, what a game we saw here at Warwick. Brandon, I'll bring you in first. Boys soccer player, getting a chance to watch from a little different angle, but what'd you see that you liked from both sides?
Yeah, I definitely liked the grit that that Unionville had at the end there to try to get that equalizer. Of course, they were unsuccessful, which we kind of like here in this press box because we are a little biased.
Unbiased.
Well, good game regardless, but yes, Hempfield, they'll get to play again. Ethan, how about you? What'd you like you saw from
Well,
Hempfield
first of all, I
tonight?
would like to say congratulations from both teams, especially these defenses. I mean, unbelievably talented players on both sides of the ball. But I think I've put my 2 cents in. Hempfield, just the second half, they came back way more aggressive, took way more shots, had more opportunities, and that's what won them the game.
That they did. Alrighty, well, the soccer team for the girls, they'll continue on to Saturday to the quarterfinal round, but until then, we say so long. You've been watching Hempfield Girls Soccer on HST TV 7.